or if you're new here, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy today's spooky journey. Hi, I'm Elise, and today on The Wandering Elise, I'd like to thank you for joining today's spooky adventure, our first adventure together. Woohoo! Woohoo! Did someone say adventure? What? Adventure? Ooh, adventure. What? Adventure? Yes, come. We're going on an adventure. Where, you might ask? We're off to an insane asylum. Not just any insane asylum, but a haunted insane asylum, and it's abandoned. Now, the insane asylum I'm talking about is Riverview Hospital. Now, it was recently called Essendale back in the day. It recently was changed, or sorry, not recently, it was changed back in 1966. In this next part of the video, I'll be giving you a little bit more information of what I've compiled together here on Riverview. So if you don't want to have a little bit of a history lesson, or get a little bit of background knowledge on the abandoned insane asylum that we are about to go to that is haunted, then you can skip to this timestamp right here. Otherwise, let's get to it. Riverview first opened its doors in 1913 to host the mentally insane. Riverview is located in Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada, and it is also known to be the most haunted insane asylum across Canada. Riverview is deemed a haunted hotspot here in Canada, and it is deemed the most haunted insane asylum as well due to all the horrible tragedy that had taken place in this insane asylum due to negligence, lack of knowledge on, mental health, and horrible things like that happened. So shit really hit the fan for Riverview as well as many other asylums across Canada when World War II ended and people were just piling into these asylums there, and they didn't know what to do and were overcrowded then. This overcrowding had then resulted into patient abuse, loss in communication with patients and loved ones, and that's sad and just absolutely heartbreaking. Riverview Psychiatric Hospital housed up to or potentially over about 5,000 psychiatric patients. The units on the ground included a psychopathic unit, a chronic females unit housing up to about 675 bed count, a veterans ward, tuberculosis unit, as well as housing units for staff and doctors on site. Seeing as Riverview was modeled after being a community, type living situation, however, not really, because the only people who were really allowed to leave were the staff. The residents were stuck there. So it's not really a community since they can't leave. So if you ask me, community? No. Prison from hell? Oh yeah. Or, something out of a Stephen King novel. Methods that were used to, help these people were electroshock therapy, sterilization, and that's just barbaric. Now that you've got some background on this terrible, creepy place, let's go check it out. Before we do, if you've enjoyed the video thus far and like the information, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and comment down below on what you think is going to happen when we get there. Let's go. now that we're here, let's get to exploring this abandoned, creepy asylum. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more creepy, awesome adventures. This place is so huge.
One way.
Yeah, that way.
So sit in the back seat. Stand in the center. Security.
They kicked us out last time. Assholes.
Why?
Because apparently we were here past the closing, and yeah.
Why? What time is it?
It's only 6:25. I think it closes at like 8 or 9. Which is why I wanted to get out here as soon as possible.
That guy was.
Oh, look, more security. They were just over there.
They were just apparently.
Yeah. They looking for us. They trying to kick us out now too. I ain't doing nothing.
Okay, this is the same spot.
Yeah, this is where we were.
Take it out.
No,
Huh?
no,
But you're gonna go there.
that's fine. There's people there. No.
Hmm? Oh, we'll bust up.
This is the site map area, and I think these were.
Down there.
Oh, down there. Oh.
Down there.
Well, these are washrooms.
Should I go down there?
No.
So one way. See those stairs? Look up.
Yeah, they lead all the way up to the big main building. Now that I said Riverview is a haunted hotspot, I think it would be a perfect time for a spooky story. So, if that's what you want to hear, stay tuned and listen to a true spooky story. Smash that like button, subscribe for more crazy spooky adventures. Now, before I tell you the story that intrigued me so much to tell you guys about it, I will link the video down below in the description bar here, where I got this information from. So it said it was a true story, and it happened at Riverview Hospital. I don't know if it's absolutely true or not, but there's some things in the story that make me feel like it is kind of true. And we'll get into that a little bit more once I tell the story, and I'll explain why I feel like it's possibly true, but why it's possibly not. Let's go. Now on to the story in Riverview, the most unsettling story in Riverview history. The story of Mary Sinclair. Mary was admitted into Riverview Hospital in 1913, right when Riverview's doors first opened. It was said that she was admitted for a heinous crime. That crime was the murder of her 3 children. Just awful, heartbreaking. In her chambers, staff reported that she could be seen biting at her skin and clawing at her eyes and her veins. And this was just out of pure grief of what she was done, probably because she wasn't medicated, because back in the day, you know, mental health wasn't really that developed, and it really still isn't. There's so much more that could be done, but not on today's topic. The most gruesome events that took place in Riverview with Mary were when she clawed out her own eyes. After this horrific accident, or whatever you want to call it, Mary was then permanently restrained for the rest of her visit there at Riverview. A very, very short visit at Riverview. Along with these 24/7 restraints, Mary Sinclair also underwent experimental surgeries, just horrific things. Now, this experimental surgery, it was electroshock therapy. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Be zip, zap, zap, zip, zip, zip. No. Poor woman. No matter what she did, yes, I understand she may have killed her 3 children, but who really knows what was going on in that poor noodle of hers? Now, in this experimental treatment, if you want to call it that, I guess that's what they called it back in the day. I wouldn't personally call it a treatment. I mean, nowadays there are still people who get electroshock therapy. I don't understand it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, Mary underwent these electroshock therapies, and while during this treatment, it was said in medical reports that she bit off her own tongue. Yeah, that's ouch. And in that instance, she did not recover. She unfortunately then bled out. Now, it wasn't that long ago that Riverview had closed its doors. The last patients walked out of there back in 2012. So back in 2012 is when the last patients walked out that door. That's crazy to think that it's been open since 1913 to 2012. To this day, even though that the last resident walked out of there in 2012, it's said that Mary's screams can be heard throughout the hallways, and you can hear her screaming and banging around in her room. Now, the real part that gives me just absolute chills is that a woman with no eyes can be seen staring at you from Mary's bedroom window. So, now the reason why that gives me chills is because the last time that I was there, yes, I have been there multiple times. Here's a few pictures of my lovely events from there.
Here we go, making Billy on, getting Asylum, flexing.
Ding dong!
Wow.
Let me. The part that gives me chills is that And I took my cousin there to, you know, adventure out. He's a Saskatchewan boy, born and raised like me. Shout out to Saskatchewan. Oh, we brought him out here. Adventured around, took him to a few places, and Riverview is one of them because I love spooky abandoned places. Who doesn't love spooky abandoned places? If you love spooky abandoned places, let me know in the comments below. Oh, and be sure to give this video a like if you like this story so far. So anyway, as I was showing my cousin around, we both saw someone standing in one of the abandoned buildings. So, like, this building has been condemned, like, no one can go in it, like, there's no way, and especially at the very top floor where it's, like, more than likely the most damaged because the roof is already caved in and there's no way that anyone could possibly be up there. We saw someone standing there, not only standing, but it looked like they were hovering because the way that they were basically touching what was the left of the little bit of roof that was near the window. And it was just creepy. I turned to my cousin and I'm like, do you see that? And when I was turning to him, he was already looking at it and he was just like, and he's like, yeah, like, that's a person, right? I'm like, well, that's what I was saying. That being said, that is why I feel that there is a little bit of truth to the story. But there's a reason why I think that the whole thing could be made up, or at least the last little part of the video. So, the last little part of the video says that Mary's death was not an accident. That she didn't just bite her tongue off and bleed to death. No. Apparently, during her treatment, she got a hold of a scalpel and went after the staff that was giving her these wonderful treatments. And I don't blame her. I tried to escape if I could, if I was being shocked around for therapy. But I will play the little audio clip for you. You can go take a look at the whole video in the description below. But here's the audio clip.
Oh God, she's escaping. The scalpel. She's got the scalpel. No, no. She's cutting her throat.
So you be the judge. Do you think the audio clip is fake? Do you think the story is fake? Just the audio tape is fake? Do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed our lovely adventure here today. Subscribe for more spooky adventures, more awesome adventures, fashion, lifestyle, and some crazy story times coming your way now. Would you like to hear about the time that my skip the dishes driver stole my food? Let me know in the comments below. So if you enjoyed our spooky adventure, subscribe and I'll see you next week. Bye!